On the first day of CF, this disease gave to me nothing.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to week 4 of Staying Salty. My name is Hannah. Happy Saturday. I just want to roll right into it this week. So, the topic is the gift of CF. What does this mean? Well, if you didn't already know, I have something called cystic fibrosis. All of the people on this channel have cystic fibrosis. And generally speaking, that is kind of a downer because it makes you sick a lot and it causes you a lot of pain. It costs a lot of money to have it. It makes your life expectancy shorter. But what is harder yet more rewarding to look for than the downsides of having a life-threatening illness is looking for the upsides. And dang flabbit, if there's one thing that I'm good at in this life, it's looking for the upsides to things. So I'm going to go through 10, that's only 5. I will now go through 10 awesome things that being born with cystic fibrosis has given me. Let's do it. We'll start off with some more jokey ones just to kind of ease into the topic. So the first one that I'm gonna go with is I'm little, I'm short, my voice is raspy, I'm pale. Basically, I'm just freaking adorable. And no, I'm not cocky for saying this. It's called self-love. And I really believe in it because it took me a long time to get here. But yeah, CF has stunted my growth. It gives me a vitamin D deficiency and makes me really pale. When I cough a lot, it makes my throat hurt and gives me a raspy voice. And basically, it just makes me look the way that I do, and I like the way that I look. So, thanks, CF. 2. Growing up, there was a local foundation type thing called CARE, which stood for Cystics Are Really Excellent. And every summer, they would mail 4 tickets to Michigan's Adventure to my family. Michigan's Adventure is basically the biggest and most fun theme park in Michigan. Like, it is 2 parks in one. That's their big thing. There's a water park and there's a regular amusement park with just like roller coasters and stuff. Like, tickets are really expensive to go there. And so, like, my family has never been on a vacation. Like, we didn't do trips, we didn't do stuff like that. So the program stops sending tickets when you turn 18, but being able to do that every summer right before school started with my family until I turned 18 just allowed us to have a lot of really fun memories together. Speaking of never going on vacations with my family, I was a Make-A-Wish kid, and my senior year of high school, my family and I spent 10 days, including Christmas, in Sydney, Australia. So for the sake of time, I'll just tell you guys now that that trip was absolutely incredible, and if you want to see an entire video dedicated to, you know, me talking more about Australia, just leave a comment below and I would love to do that over on my other channel called Hannah Breathes. The 4th gift that cystic fibrosis has given me is that I always have inspiration for the art that I make, whether it is for the writing pieces that I do or for the dances that I've choreographed in my life. I have never been stumped for creative stimuli because I have lived a lot of experiences, whether they be painful or joyful, and I'm able to reach into a plethora of memories and pull out any one that I want to use for my art. And I like to think that I'm a very creative person and my art is very important to me, especially my writing. Telling stories is literally my favorite thing to do. So number 5 is that I met 2 of my biggest inspirations in life at the CF wing of a hospital when I was 14 years old. The top shelf of my bookcase is being cut off by the camera right now, but I have 2 pictures that are always displayed in whatever room I'm living in at the time. And in one picture is my friend Alex and I, and in the other picture is my friend Eileen and I. And these are the 2 inspirations that I'm speaking about. I met them when I was 14 in a hospital, and they both had cystic fibrosis. Alex was exactly 1 year older than me, and Eileen was a about a year and a half younger than me. I knew them for about 2 years, and then they ended up passing away from their cystic fibrosis is less than 2 months apart from each other. And while that was an extremely difficult time for obviously them and their families and their friends, and in turn me, my life is so much richer having known and lost them than it would have been never having known them at all. And I live my life so much differently because I knew them, and I'm so grateful for that, and I would not change having met them, despite that pain of having lost them. Number 6 is I feel like my life has meaning and purpose largely because I have cystic fibrosis and not in spite of it. I am someone who is a big proponent of destiny and fate, and I don't really think chance or coincidences are things. So me having cystic fibrosis, I attribute meaning to it. I'm an annoying writer. I believe everything is a metaphor, everything is symbolic, everything happens so that something else can happen. And I think I have cystic fibrosis so that I live my life a certain way, so that I live my life purposefully, and so that I pay more attention to the people around me, and so that I try harder to be happier, and I appreciate every day that I have, and all of those cheesy things. And having cystic fibrosis is so inseparably tied to my personal definition of who I am. I know, sometimes people like to say, CF doesn't define me. Like my mom likes to say, CF doesn't define you. And that's okay, everyone can believe what they want, but I think CF does define me. And I love that. I love what CF has done to me and who it has made me. I think that if the universe just spontaneously took cystic fibrosis away from me, I would feel extremely lost, because you guys and YouTube and blogging and writing hospital stories in the creative writing program at my school, like, this is what I do, this is what I love, this is what fulfills me, and I'm so indebted to this one little mutation in my genes for that. Number 8, because I didn't get a choice to be sick, I now make better decisions when it comes to my health where I can. So I am vegan because it is known that many, if not all, animal products are very bad for your health. I do not smoke, obviously. I am very active. I like to walk places. I like to exercise when I can. I meditate, and I'm very positive, so my spirit is very healthy. I don't know how much I would take care of my body if I wasn't forced to. If I wasn't born as sick as I was, if I had the luxury of being born as a traditionally physically healthy human, I may take that for granted and just put crap in my body and never work it out and be, kind of complacent in negativity. And who knows, maybe I would end up living just as long as I will now. Maybe I would live less. I didn't get to choose whether or not I had cystic fibrosis, but I get to choose all of these other things, and I think I make pretty darn good choices because I have cystic fibrosis. Number 9 is this platform, and I still can't believe that I even get to talk to as many people as I get to talk to, but I do, and when I really do realize it, it blows my mind. We have over 500 people on this channel that the 6 of us content creators on Staying Salty get to communicate with. Over on my channel, I have over 800 people that I get to communicate with. People who get to hear my story and people whose stories I get to hear. Because YouTube is not a one-way platform. You guys tell me your stories in the comment sections, and if I didn't have cystic fibrosis, there would be no way for me to ever know you. There'd be no way for you to know me. We would not know that the other person existed, and we wouldn't know the other person's life or hear the other person's story. I can't imagine going back to not knowing you guys and not having you guys know me now that we are here. Like, how would I have broken into this community and found you guys without CF? How would I ever have done that? And the 10th and final thing that I'll talk about in this video, and this isn't necessarily a gift, but I guess it's just a reason why I'm grateful that I have CF. I will say I'm not a particularly religious person. I would definitely call myself spiritual, but there was a quote that I used to repeat to myself very frequently when I was younger, and it was, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. And I always felt that quote in my core because I always felt very strong. I've always felt strong enough to carry cystic fibrosis on my back and to carry it on my back with tenderness and positivity and enthusiasm to overcome the disease and show people that you can still be happy while dealing with something extremely stressful and painful. I speak a lot more about the universe than I do about God these days, just because I'm only 21 and I don't know anything about anything, but I know that the universe exists. I don't know, maybe the universe just knew that there was a tough old girl in here, and if anything, having cystic fibrosis has affirmed to me how much I can do. So there you go. There are 10 awesome things that being a CFer has brought to my life. If you are a CFer, I encourage you to meditate on what this disease has given you, because I would be very surprised if you couldn't find at least a couple things. I hope that your rest of your weekend is filled with a lot of positivity and a lot of love, and if you haven't ever considered dyeing your hair a crazy color, you should really think about it, because this is the life, honestly. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye!